All right, welcome back to the Elias Macco Show. For City Hall today, we start things off along the Lachine Canal, where poop bags and cigarette butts are accumulating. This after Parks Canada removed 30 public trash cans from the site. Let's get the reaction now from the folks over at the City of Montreal. We go to François Limoges, who's the mayor of Rosemont, la Petite Patrie. François, welcome back to the program.
Hi, Elias. It's always a pleasure to be there.
So I don't know if you've seen the video or the photos of what's happening along the Lachine Canal. First things first, what's your reaction to the removal of the trash cans?
First, let's remember it's a Canada Park decision, not coming from the City of Montreal, and we feel like it could have been better communicated for sure, and they retain the responsibility to make sure the Lachine Canal area, who is densely populated, remains a clean and secure neighborhood. So that's the first reaction, of course.
And do you feel, on the communications side of things, are you talking about communication with residents, or should have Parks Canada have come to the people in the boroughs affected and say, hey, we're going to do this? When you say communication, are you talking like Parks Canada to politicians or Parks Canada with the public? Maybe
both. We can understand the science behind removing garbage bans. We had a pilot project in Rosemont with the Parc Rosemont because it costs a lot to take them out. But if you do something like that, you have to communicate it. You have to do it with the people. You have to mobilize the people with it. Explain the science. Explain why you do it. Give a moment. You can't do it as a secret. And in the morning, all the garbage bins are gone.
What happened in your pilot project at Parc Rosemont? What happened there?
No, it went fine. Some people were unhappy, but we communicated a lot. So some people were unhappy. Some people changed their attitudes, but it was not a mess. It was not a mess because we were there. We were monitoring. We were communicating. We were there real time. So it was nice. Some people agreed. Some people didn't agree, but it was clean. It was still clean.
Do you know, is there an update on that situation? Is Parks Canada just going to stick with their guns and do a public service messaging campaign and keep those cans removed?
Obviously, I can't talk for them. You have to ask them directly. I'm here for the City of Montreal.
But I just want to know, has there been discussions? Have you guys tried to say, hey, bring the trash cans back?
Yeah, but I'm the mayor of Rosemont. I'm quite far away from the Lachine Canal. So I will let my colleagues of the borough do that job.
All right.
But
know.
Of course, our line is really that Canada Park has the responsibility to keep the area clean.
Okay, François, I want to get your thoughts on a moment from a city council meeting earlier in the week. And I just I want your thoughts more on the emotional aspects of this and the responsibility of cities. Because I know in this specific instance, we're going to talk about a pipe in Point St. Charles, and Maya Vodanovich is going to, because she's in charge of water infrastructure, she's going to talk about this specific issue on the program tomorrow. But what I want to talk to you about is what happens when you hear a citizen who's emotional and at their limit because of mistakes made. Have a listen now. This is a resident that has seen a pipe open on the street for 4 years in front of her home. Have a listen.
C'est plus de 4 ans. Je suis désolée, mais c'est inacceptable. C'est pas 4 mois, c'est 4 ans.
So, François, I want your reaction when there's a breakdown to the extent where someone has to show up at city council in tears. What's your reaction to that?
But of course it was heartbreaking. Of course it was heartbreaking because usually we try, and when we do construction works in Montreal, we try always to communicate the best way we can. When we took office a few years ago, it was not a very in the attitudes of the city to communicate well the works. We changed that. We really made a statement about that. Like, an example, when we did the works on Saint-Hubert Street, it was heavy works for years. And we had a liaison officer. We had many meetings with the merchant association. We had communication with the residents around the artery. We had comité des travaux, committee for the works. So we try always to communicate the best. Sometimes when we repair things that are underground, we can have surprises, and we get it that 4 years is a long time. So the moment was heartbreaking, really. But we try our best at City Hall to make sure that this situation doesn't happen.
François, let's wrap up on maybe a positive note. Let's talk about Saint-Hubert Street and how it's going to become pedestrianized for the summer. Tell us about the decision to include Saint-Hubert this time around.
Yes. First, let's say it's the decision of the Merchant Association. The borough supports the decision of the Merchant Association, but it was really their decision. But we are very, very excited about it. It's a new experiment about retail in the borough. You know, a new life, a new experience. We are going to inaugurate the first ever pedestrian summer on Plaza Saint-Hubert. And, you know, it was closed before, but only for weekend flash sales. So we are really looking forward to this first summer long event.
Mayor Limoges, merci beaucoup. Thanks for coming on. We'll talk again real soon.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. That's François Limoges, the mayor of Rosemont, La Petite Patrie.